Hello and welcome to the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, home to race number 6 of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series season. On the pole you have William Duncan, and starting alongside will be Jeff James. Brandon Patterson, Seth Cole, row 2, Kyle Collins, Jay Stella, row 3, Chris Louvier and Tristan Wilhoit, row 4, and Charles Jackson and Mary Shelley in row 5. Looking through the rest of the starting grid, Dylan Young is your points leader by 14 points over Amy Shelley. Momo Akari is 50 points back. Then Tom Shelley, 59 points back in 4th. Gene Sanford, 83 points back 5th. Rest of the top 10 is Ashley LaPlante, Henry Powers, Jeff James, Steve Pollard, and Charles Sanford. On the final row, you have Matthew Morais and Alex Perkle because of different reasons. Matthew Morais, an engine failure in qualifying. Alex Perkle going to a backup car. Onboard cameras that we will carry here today: Dylan Young, the Chevy onboard. Amy Shelley, the Dodge onboard. Momo Akari, the Budweiser onboard camera. Tom Shelley, the Marathon onboard camera.
Drivers, start your engines!
Ashley LaPlante, the Singular Wireless onboard. Henry Powers, the City Financial onboard. The Ford onboard. And Jeff James, the Aaron's onboard camera. Field is rolling. Not sure what to expect. We've seen one where they couldn't pass and they had a caution. We've seen one where they could pass but there was no cautions. What will we see here today? Oh, and trouble already for 10th in the points. Charles Sanford is on pit road. Tough break for that car. The reliability on it seeming to strike here early. So we will get started with 41 cars here, and we are ready and going. William Duncan gets the jump early as Brandon Patterson was making a peek to the inside, not able to get there yet. Jeff James having to hang on to the outside line, just like he was yesterday. This time it seems that it will work a little bit better though. Sanford is rolling, so that's a good sign. They will be able to get rolling here today. Battle for 5th though is between Seth Cole and Tristan Wilhoit. A couple guys in desperate need of a really good run here today. Coming in from the D&Q ranks, essentially. Mary Shelley there. Let's see if Sanford can get up and going here, or will he cause a wreck? And it looks like he'll merge in just fine. Lost 3 laps, though, to whatever problem they had. And boy, is this a mess back here. Kyle Matthews, Dylan Young, Ben Newworth, Eric and Rage, who's had terrible luck so far this season. He is lowest in points of those that's made every race, 27th. And now Jeff James starting to close in a little bit on William Duncan, who's also closing in on the rear of the field. Meaning Kenny Bale. How about Alex Perkle making some moves? He's up to 34th, started 41st, and oh, there's Alex Hawkins. They save it though. Alex Hawkins, Robert Pollard. Oh, and Jeff James is in it. Brendan Patterson, hard. Seth Cole! Big wreck! Tristan Wilhoit, Mary Shelley, Amy Shelley's in it. Eric and Rage has gotten involved. A huge wreck that started off turn number 4. Seth Cole's in it. Where's the leader? Jay Stella's gotten into the back of Kenny Bale. Where's William Duncan at? There he is. Kyle Collins is second. It needs to let Alex Perkle go by. Jonathan Zorline now having to get by. What is Collins doing? What on earth is Kyle Collins doing? Oh, and Zach Kreller just ran into the back of William Duncan. What? Let's take a look back at this before I lose my mind entirely. So here's where all this starts. Watch Alex Hawkins just out of screen there. Gets loose, comes down into Robert Pollard. They save it. More contact between the 72 and 70. Now one guy's trying to pit and Hawkins. The other one doesn't want to. And what was Robert Pollard doing? But then he comes up the track, slides it, and nowhere for Jeff James to go. Brandon Patterson gets involved. Kyle Collins is going to get involved a little bit there. Going to be nowhere for Seth Cole to go. He gets into it. Tristan Wilhoit gets involved. Mary Shelley's involved there in the 38. Amy Shelley gets a little bit of it. Charles Sanford gets pushed in by Sam Curtis. Kyle Matthews had a piece of this in behind. There's Eric and Rage in the 29 getting involved. Steve Pollard's got damage. Just so much insanity going on. And then you have the people that have to try and get past William Duncan and Kyle Collins that for some reason find difficulty in it. And Collins just roughed up like every single lap car that tried to come by. But with that, there's damage now to the 48. Let's go back to restart. We're back just in time. Top 10 rundown. William Duncan, Kyle Collins, Amy Shelley, Jay Stella, Sam Curtis, Gene Sanford, Chris Louvier, Dylan Young, DJ Curtis, and Cosmic Nova. Out of the race are the following: Mary Shelley, Tristan Wilhoit, Eric and Rage, Jeff James, Robert Pollard, Seth Cole, Kyle Matthews, and Alex Hawkins. We are back to racing, and you can tell Duncan's car is off the pace. Here comes Amy Shelley on by. Trying to. Sanford's gotten a lap back, so too has Charles Jackson. Shelley trying to pass on the inside is going to do it. Duncan's car is hurting. Gene Sanford now into third, passing Kyle Collins. Tough break for William Duncan, really. You can see it, his car is off the pace. That is terrible. You hate to see that happen the way it happened. Had nothing to do with the wreck. Then gets plowed into from behind by someone who's trying to get on by. Really, you could probably say that was Kyle Collins' fault for not letting him by. But Gene Sanford now moves into second. Chris Louvier, the Hendrick teammate, going to go for third. Dylan Young still intact. He's going for fourth. Cosmic Nova, a great run up here in the 41. Louvier gets on by, so Duncan just free-falling right now. Had the pole, had a great car. Not going to get the finish he deserves. Now outside the top 5 as Cosmic Nova gets the spot. Sky Commons, DJ Curtis coming on by. Preston Plourd's coming up to this battle now. As Gene Sanford starts to close in on the 89. Zach Kreller's coming up. Sanford's peeked into the top 10 now. As Amy Shelley has caught Charles Sanford is the reason why. A lot of damage to the 05. There's a little bit of damage to the 89 as well. Not sure if that's actually affecting the Racing for Jesus Dodge. But either way, Gene Sanford is coming. There she is in the same camera shot as the 89. Chris Louvier coming up into this battle now. Jackson is actually able to get on away from the leaders now, trying to catch up to Kyle Collins. Sanford trying to stay 2 laps down though. Zach Kreller's still a lap down. Halfway home this time by for Amy Shelley, though. Peeks to the inside of the 05. Trying to put Sanford back 3 laps down. Gets a little loose, though, does Amy. That's going to open the door for Gene Sanford in the 55. Louvier peeks to the way bottom, was thinking 3 wide for the race lead. Now he's going to do it. 3 wide for the top spot here at Bristol. Amy Shelley gets away from it. Thank God they got out of that 3 wide. Louvier now to 2nd. The points leader's up here in 5th, though. What a job by Dylan Young to avoid the wreck and then make his way up into the top 5. Louvier got out of throttle. Something happened to Patterson up here. He was way out of the throttle. But Louvier, the way he checked up, is almost like he thought that there was a caution. As Amy Shelley now tries to get to the inside of Brennan Patterson. Not going to be the finish Patterson was hoping for the day. As Sanford tries to come up to Kyle Collins to get by the 32. Could Amy Shelley use Charles Sanford here as a way to get through the lap cars, as Gene Sanford is struggling to get around the 17. Now in danger of losing 3rd to Cosmic Nova. And Gene's got in the wall a little bit, the 55. But now Kyle Collins going to get passed by Brennan Patterson. And we have a battle for the lead. Chris Louvier to the top spot. One career win, and he's now leading at Bristol. Trying to get around Charles Sanford and the 80 of Axel Casello, really. Oh, Sanford on that bottom line. It's really hard to get around him. Jonathan Zorline's in trouble. Car 44 off the pace. Now Louvier trying to dispose of the 05 by putting him up to the top side. What a great comeback for Charles Jackson, able to get up to 28th now. But Louvier struggling to get around the 05. Now Amy Shelley to the top side here, trying to make a battle for the top spot again. As Patterson rebounding, and here we go, battle for the lead. And at the line, Amy Shelley will lead the lap. Oh! Shelley's around! Cosmic Nova's now! Oh my god! Huge wreck! Troy King! What happened? Alex Perkle's got damage now. What happened? Jay Stella's got damage I don't remember seeing. Time to take a look back at what happened. I think it involved Alex Perkle, though. And my suspicion was correct. Alex Perkle involved, as well as Austin LaPlante in the 25. And slides right back up the track. Mason Neal does a great job to avoid it. Someone who's not going to do so good of a job is the 05 of Charles Sanford. Trying to avoid the wreck. He actually does, but then kind of they slide up a little bit onto each other. But dang. Amy Shelley's car just went around. See it? Look at this. Just slides. And then just goes around. Gene Sanford, lucky job to get away from it. Dylan Young gets involved. There's Troy King. Momo Akari gets through it. Cosmic Nova went around, though. Zach Kreller looked to have been involved. Chris Washer, Dylan Young. Not exactly the safest of pit entries. William Duncan only fell to 7th, though. A great job by the 48 to retain some spots. With that, let's go back to the restart. And we are back. Clutch went out on Jonathan Zorline's car, as well as Alex Perkle, Troy King, and Brennan Patterson taking their cars behind the wall, leaving 30 cars on the track. Chris Louvier, Sky Commons, the top 2. Then it's Gene Sanford, Preston Plord, DJ Curtis, Henry Sanford, William Duncan, Henry Powers, Momo Akari, and Cosmic Nova, the top 10. You see Austin LaPlante, a lot car in between some of the race leaders. As Duncan kind of holding up some people back here, I think. Now that they've gotten regrouped and on the restart here, Henry Powers has gone around him. So too now is Momo Akari. Now Cosmic Nova goes around. How about Sam Curtis, one of the regulars in the D&Q race, right now runs up in 12th. Same too, how about Jay Stella, 13th. And then just back here a little bit, Matthew Marias. Remember, he started at the rear of the field, currently runs in the top half. As Duncan continues to fall, now Steve Pollard's going to make a move inside the top to get inside the top 10. Meanwhile, Sky Commons, trying to size up Chris Louvier here for the race lead. Trying for what would be win number 1 on the season to get him into the chase. 3 to go. Can he do anything? Doesn't look like it unless they get some help from lap cars. Sanford to pit road. Doesn't want to interfere. Meanwhile, Alex Casella and Dylan Young. Oh my gosh, look out. They stay going straight. White flag is out. No green-white checkered here today. And it looks like Chris Louvier is going to cruise to victory. Well, maybe not. He almost went around. Austin LaPlante has stopped on track. Chris Louvier wins the Food City 500. A crazy race here today. "26 cars will finish on the lead lap. Chris Louvier is your winner. Sky Commons, Gene Sanford, Preston Plord, top rookie honors today. Henry Sanford, DJ Curtis, Henry Powers, Momo Akari, Cosmic Nova, Steve Pollard. Some other notables, D&Q regulars, Sam Curtis, 11th. Jay Stella finished 15th. Matthew Marias goes from a 42nd place starting spot to 20th. He was starting 15th on that restart. So Matthew actually kind of fell back a little bit. William Duncan, the pole sitter, unfortunately going to come home 16th in a race that he probably expected would go good for him, but still a decent day at least. Got some well-deserved points. Looking at the bottom where some people who didn't have so good days finished. Charles Sanford 7 laps down in the 05. Going to take another hit in the points today. Alex Hawkins, unfortunate, 42nd. Seth Cole, dead last in the points coming in, finishes 40th. Jeff James, one of the top guys in points, finishes 38th today. Eric Enrage, tough season continues. He's made every race, but the problem is he doesn't finish too well in them. That's why he's 27th in the points. But with that concludes another race weekend here for the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. The Food City 500's in the books. And we're going road course racing next, boys. Most Sport. We're going north of the border. Look for Jeff James to expect for a good run. You know he's going to want it, showing up in front of the Canadian fans up there. And congrats to Chris Louvier on the win. Probably going to put him in the chase here, maybe. We'll have to see. I'll see you next time.